Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Insomnia the Ark. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're chose to join me today, in a place of no combat of course, surrounded by giant creatures. I'm not really sure they're alive, they might be statues, or the time might be stopped. In front of us, if that makes any sense, mind you, because that's not quite how that works, time. In front of us there's that thing, and let's see what it is. Gwei. Is that supposed to be a skeleton inside or a nervous system? I think it is supposed to be a nervous system. You again. I see you're navigating the distorted currents with more and more confidence. Where are we? The wandering river is getting wilder. Not wilder, wider, reaching into once unreachable flesh with its poisoned streams. Taina Nui, the old world of which only salt is left, but even salt can bring joy to those who have lost their own flesh, for salt can bring back some pain to healing wounds, offering at least a fleeting memory of the surface. I feel that something has changed. I think you know what it is. Well, I managed to find Thel. Although I would have liked for this to be plain text. Let's see if we can glean something out of that, because I don't remember who Thel is. Gwei goes silent for a while, the glow emanating from him, which until now was bright and pulsing, becomes hardly noticeable. She must have managed to overcome the agony and keep herself intact, at least in part. Oh, right. What? Wait. Was Thel the one that we found in that house with the memories? Yeah, it must have been. But why? Is my character... Is this supposed to be confusing? As in, you know, the game presenting a character that is not ours? In a sense, basically, memories resurfacing of a character that we don't know? Because that's interesting, but it's not really transmitted plainly enough that I am sure that's what's going on. I'm just assuming I don't remember me as a player. The wreckage of her memories, says Gwei, dwell in a looped current, unbeknownst to herself. She created a sanctuary from which the only thing you can see is the diversity of the same sunrise over and over. The wreckage of her memories? I assume that's somehow related to the Insomnia thing. Obeying a subtle impulse, she locked all the doors. She hoped that she would be safe from the echoes of horror that left her dry and the pain that filled her to her core. She did this so that nobody could remind her that her story is not yet finished. Gwei's voice becomes monotone as if he's trying to remember a melody. Noise is not but a memory. Dust is not but a shroud. What happened to her? Not long ago, she was alive. There, on the surface. Which is not where we live. Sort of. I mean, maybe. She has been wasting away for many years. Torment is the lot of most of those who are insomnia for a particular reason. But as I said, she has not yet reached the end. She cannot refuse her gift. Tell Thel her story. Return her to herself, although it will make her suffer. Now it is clear that only you can do this. Why? Why is it clear? Why is it clear? Okay, there's many options, and I think I'll be able to go with all of them. What can I do? Split the lark, and you'll find the music. The bird misses the blade. I would like to know what lark is. Is it like you'll find... is the saying split the lark and you'll find the wheat? And that's meant to be gibberish? Because if it were in that context... And I'm just throwing it out there. It might not be anything like that. Lark... I can only think of malarkey, but that's not even... It's not, of course, not the same word at all. Anyway, do you know what happened to Thel? Ash streams out of the meal pipe instead of flour, and the Magi use the ash to scry, trying to find knowledge within it. Unsleepers inspire fear and curiosity in the Magi. The Magi are like children catching butterflies, being both interested and disgusted by them at the same time. What awaits the butterfly? The child will either tear off its wings and throw it away or place it under glass. Okay, that's purposely gibberish. There's no, like, if this is foretelling, or rather foreshadowing, it's impossible to remember. This is, if this is foreshadowing, it's meant for a second playthrough, for you to come around and be like, oh, I know the ending of the game, I understand what this is. And it reads like that, but honestly, I would not be able to remember any of this, because the details are a lot. There's a lot of details. What awaits the butterfly? That's two notions right there. There's a butterfly, and something is awaiting it. The child will either tear off its wings. So I assume the child here being the butterfly, but it might not. There's wings at the very least, and a child that will tear... Like, there's so much content in this sentence. I can't remember this. I mean, if this is a foreshadowing, if there's a callback to this, I won't be able to connect it. Tell me how Thel... I didn't remember Thel, her name anyway. Did she ever present herself? Maybe. Anyway, tell me about Thel. What do you want to know? Who is she? She was like you, an unsleeper. But her illness was much more severe. Where should I look for her? She's insomnia. You need to find the right current. Well, I should go back to the machine. Excuse the hiccups. But I don't think we're gonna be able to go back to the machine and just go back to the same place. Why should I trust you? Fortunately, or perhaps unfortunately, it's up to you. I can't influence what is happening. I am only a reflection, but I can show you the way. Yeah, pretend that showing you the way is not influencing what's happening. Do you know what this is? And I'm going to point to the enormous shapes. What these are, I should say. Or those are. To the enormous shapes rising out of the ground. They are huge giants, yes. Every nation holds in its memory various legends of ancient giants. The Noma people made an ancient legend. The Nomen, yeah. People came in, made an ancient legend come to life, giving the giants flesh and power. Instead of gratitude, the giants gave the people of Noman death, but that too has nearly been forgotten. Like fossilized wooden corpses, idols filled the desert that was once a blossoming valley. Now their roots are fed by salt and dust. Alright, farewell. So the source, which is down there. Gwei told me, so long ago the consistency of the surface was damaged. Those involved did not expect the elements to become such a curiosity. Those are two unrelated words. Sentences, I should say. I can't get the words of the creature in my vision out of my mind. Who was Guaidoro? So we met Guaidoro before. Why did the anomaly leave me unharmed? Oh, this is the first time we went into the anomaly. Right, makes sense. Gwei claims that the anomaly is the rupture through which a distorted stream of somnia, a domain of a different order, seeps into our physical reality. Unless this flow is stopped, the No-Man people could be facing a great tragedy. He said that I need to find a girl named Thel in my somnic visions. And then I managed to find Thel. So fragile and sickly, this girl is like a ghost from times gone by, who knows no peace. I wasn't able to get any answers out of her. It's difficult for me to understand what laws govern the visions I have. I'll assume that I'll find help from Gwei, a creature from... Okay, so these are just... This is not like a thing I can do, right? Gwei told me the house where I met Thel is nothing more than a looped somnic flow, embodying Thel's pre-death attempt to protect her consciousness from doom. Which would have been fantastic to tell right after we saw those pre-death things, because it did smack of that, did sort of like memories of her trying to flee, but I couldn't piece those together at the time. I'm sure there's a deeper story than the one I noticed in those memories that we saw. Thel, unbeknownst to herself, has built the illusion of a sanctuary, replacing her memories with stories from her favorite book. I need to restore Thel's memories. Why? Why do I need to restore Thel's memories? Oh. Okay, I'm going into the fridge now. Bye. Where the heck am I? Gennaro. Is this the Ash place? Come on, wake up. It's time for some good breakfast. Your head hurts so much that you can hardly stand up, but the owner of the heavy voice is clearly not planning to accept excuses. What's going on?
Looks like the brew started to work. In half an hour, you'll feel much better.
Well, I know this is out of nowhere. A buddy of mine asked me to bless this owl figure with good luck.
Owl figure, unless it's not a tuft of air from a meaningful place. I doubt your buddy understands that the world doesn't work that way. Luck is only the result of your latent desires. Well, may he get whatever he wants.
The old man takes the figurine and shakes it with all his might, silently articulating with his mouth. Then he breathes loudly on the brass howl and wraps it in a piece of cloth. Is that all?
Well, what did you want me to do? Dance the junkyard rigodon? Give the figurine personally to its owner, and don't try to unwrap the cloth.
Okay. So what was that disgusting brew you gave me? That you claimed you gave me?
This is amber water, a brew made with the amber mushroom. An ordinary person is too weak to interact with the various forms of the great owl. The amber mushroom returns the body to its former state, closing off the mind's access to other currents. Something tells me that you will find yourself needing help more than once. If you come across an amber mushroom, bring it to me for 1 portion of amber water. 3 pieces of fruit are usually enough.
I think I have some. No, I don't. Who are you?
My name is Gennaro.
Gennaro? I think it's Gennaro. It must be because it's Russian. I work with plants. I also show the way to those who are lost in the cryoma wastelands and in illusions. What do you mean? Gennaro addresses you with a mocking and unexpectedly piercing look.
Listen, I think you understand that I didn't just happen to come here. Neglecting your abilities is just as foolish as being proud of them. Your gift allows you to not get lost in the many forms of the Great Owl. You can see where the skeins of reality are born and where they terminate. But your consciousness is badly polluted. You find it difficult to tell an illusion from what your body is actually interacting with. You have little understanding and even less strength. The rupture will destroy you if you don't start to restore your original form.
I like that he said that in very objective ways. Even though, yeah, it's not the absolute thing, but he didn't say an illusion from what is actually there. He said an illusion from what your body is actually interacting with, which is very interesting, and that's one way of saying it that I like it a lot. I'm not sure the game will capitalize on that, but there's something to be said about, like for example, when you look through a glass window, like if your eyes could see, I think it's ultraviolet. Is it infrared? I think it is infrared. So if we could see infrared, we would look through a glass. I think it is infrared. I might be wrong on that, but do excuse me. It might be also ultraviolet. I don't know. But if we could see infrared, or only infrared, most of the world would kind of look the same. Even colors would kind of look the same. We just need to have different receptors for all that sort of stuff. But there's one of the biggest differences is, I think, transparencies, or what we see as transparent for certain wavelengths. It's not. If a glass stops infrared from coming through, then a glass is opaque, but we see through it, and we think of it as transparent. So, what I mean is, it is objectively true that our eyes are seeing light coming through the, or the light that is visible to us anyway, coming through the glass. But to call a transparent window is to, in a way, not suffer from an illusion. Because it would be an illusion, well, not... Rabbit hole is pretty deep, but it would be an illusion if we could only see infrared. We'd say, oh, that's just a wall made of glass, or whatever. But that would be an illusion. And there's other thing, or you can flip that on its head and say that we are already seeing an illusion because it's an opaque wall for infrared, and we're seeing our visible light through it. Or you can just say that it's all an illusion, or that none of it is an illusion, it's just partial, but it's very interesting. It's a very interesting way of putting it, and I felt like I needed to comment on that. What do you need me to do?
You can get stronger if you untangle the skeins.
The getter pulls a lilac tuber out of, that's a potato, I'm pretty sure, out of his jacket, and hungrily takes a bite. Oh my god! Is it... Okay, there's two options here. Either the game uses the word tuber in two different contexts, which is not a great idea, because I'm pretty sure tuber is used before as a nickname. It sounds like it is used as a nickname, because if it's literally, when I point out that it's a potato, it is, I don't understand, because I'm making a joke, I'm making a pun joke, as bad as it might be, but I'm trying to make a pun when I say it's a potato, when they mention tubers. I thought it were people. I thought they were talking, because is it actually potatoes? Anyway, is it potatoes? I thought eating raw potato is bad. Anyway, I can teach you this. I don't want you to teach me your potato eating skills. But what I can do is open a door to the current through which you will find many lost reflections. Untangle these strings and it will become your source of power. How do you do that? My stews don't just treat pain and fear. Plants are capable of being guides. Sure, for such an unusual stew you need a rare ingredient, the cryoma fruit known as clay hermit. If you find it, I'll make a delicious soup for you. Who are you? Okay, that goes back to that, and apparently I don't know why that was unmarked. I want to go on a trip. Did you bring the clay hermit? No. Without it, the brew won't be any different than ordinary cryoma soup. Why? Would be a question. Why would I want that? I think the trip here being a Somnic trip. Wait a minute, I know where we are. Was he there when we came in here? I thought he wasn't. Now, of course, there's no more. No, he definitely wasn't. There's no more of this. So it's not an illusion. I mean, at least there's some temporal permanence to the whole thing. Whatever you want to call it. Going back to that rabbit hole that I was mentioning before. So it wasn't just a figment of my imagination. There's definitely destruction caused by it. And it looks awesome and I really like it. I really like those holes and sort of spaceships and things. Because it lets you look at the inside of the ship and be like, ah, look at all that, it's cool and things. I hate your radio though. I hate your radio with all of my guts, which are, how many guts do we have? How does that work? Do we have 3? I don't know what the word guts actually means. I'm thinking of intestines. We have 2 intestines, right? We have 3? We have 2. The gross and the clean, or whatever. I don't know many things. Anyway, why is everything looking so shabby? The game is bugging out, is what it is. Or my graphics card is murdering itself. But I also remember having that impression when I came in through here the first time, but there's no way that's the case. Yeah, the game is just having trouble with life. Do not use. Well, technically I'm using it by reading it, because I am using the plaque to read it, which is its intended use. If you mean the elevator, well, it's locked and broken, so I can't really do anything. Where am I going? And yeah, the textures are not loading in. Either it's a bug or my graphics card is just having the time of its life. Is it through the... Wait a minute, what the... So I have access, of course, to the inventory, but we don't have a map. And we can't go anywhere. Huh. Did we get in through here? Yes, we did. So it's a bug. Okay, at the risk of bad things happening, I'll save and load. 13:49. Oh, it's already 13:49. My god, time passes so fast. I need to leave at 13:55. So, yeah, at least it loads, because if it was like the other bug, it wouldn't let me load. So, it is fixed. You can see the textures now are properly loaded. But it doesn't let me out. Do I need to find the cryoma fruits here somehow? Or do I need to figure out how to use this? Let's go back. Yeah, this is all fixed. All nice and purty. Not that it wasn't purty before with the shabby textures, but... Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'd expect to be able to get in... Or get out, rather. Through a different means. But it doesn't look like that's the case. It doesn't look like that's possible. Let's go back here. So this doesn't do anything. Hey, how do I get out of here? I can't. To bring the clay hermit. I don't have the clay hermit. So maybe I need to find it. Maybe that's what it is. Oh no, this is the way. Or a way. What the heck? It is definitely not a way. I actually don't remember being here. I was, obviously. Interesting. Right. Right. Why couldn't I leave through the... I don't understand. I don't get it. Anyway, where are we going next? Suppose I need to go back to the... Oh. Right. I need to go back to the military base. Let's go back to the military base. Wait a minute. I say go back, but that was a random encounter. I forgot about that. Right. Of course. Well, so not go back to the military base. That's where I need to go. That's where we have... I think there's two main storylines going on right now, which is quite normal. And yeah, it's just I figured they were going to be connected. And they might... Of course, I mean, probably they will be connected somehow later on, but they don't need to be connected from the beginning. So we have two main storylines. We have the whole fiber situation and the explosion at Herb. And we're right where we need to be. And we have that whole situation with Thel, and I don't know why I need to fix her or somehow help her recover her memory or whatnot. General Tanaber greets you with a calm smile. Hello. You're very late. Did something happen? Yes. You wouldn't understand, but I'm gonna explain nonetheless. The general keeps silent for some time, watching the clouds of smoke rising from the cigar in the ashtray. Well... The situation is getting pretty out of hand. In other words, it's shit. Oh no, wait a minute. I didn't explain the dream. I explained the Thyper situation, I think. The game uses a lot of shorthand. That thing. Explain what happened. No. Let me see what... It's a good opportunity to recap. It's a good opportunity. It also allows me to talk like my character does. Anyway, the Tanaber over here is saying, I was told that in the last 24 hours, 3 anomaly appearances were detected in the near range. It moves around completely at random and is gradually growing at the same time. What moves around completely random and... Or completely at random and is growing? I don't know. I don't know what that is. But it does. Is it the 3 anomalies that move around? Or is it... Are you assuming that it's only one anomaly moving from place to place? Or is it the... phenomenon of the anomalies? Anyway, I would like to note that our team has been increasingly successful. You have surprised us yet again. You are getting much better at handling somnic exposure. In any case, at least you didn't need to be resuscitated this time. Dr. Redden also reported that you have made good progress studying your somnic visions. According to Redden, Thel could be a real person's somnic projection. It's very interesting. I like the because those two storylines are basically from the two sides of the spectrum. Not spectrum, what's the word? Veil. And each one of them claims that the other world is not real, as far as I can tell. And he says he thinks she could have somehow participated in the events... leading up to the explosion. He's obsessed with the connection between the sample and your visions of the seaside house. And also, I was talking about them connecting the storylines. Try to walk the path that the entity known as Gwei showed you. It's very dangerous and unreliable a road, but it could be where you'll find all the answers. Okay, I'll try not to disappoint the team. Excellent. And now for my news. My people in Earth managed to find out that the person who received the package was one Dr. Galar, an employee at LIM in Laboratory 6. According to the information in the Security Service database, he died in the limb explosion. I did find a name capsule in the memorial with the strange number SGG54. Our source at Customs told us that Dr. Glar received similar packages over the course of several years. The packages went through brokers' smuggling network. That was a good idea. They left practically no trail. We are still trying to figure out what Project Laboratory 6 was working on and what it has to do with the appearance of the anomaly. We need to stop these people before we have a catastrophe on our hands. However, we have one problem. It looks like Special Services is starting to catch on. I think you've noticed now there's one separate, no, not separate, one Sopirit, which is a thing, working actively in the near range. I don't know what it means though, but it's not a typo. He uses mercenaries, something the committee frequently does in order to get things done. It's obvious why Special Forces is looking for a broker. They need to get rid of anyone who knows about the package. However, it's hard to know why exactly we are still free. Special Forces folks usually don't need warrants or evidence. You should be careful, very careful. The captain informed me that Thyper has shown up at the nest and will be waiting for you in Rebel's office. Keep working with him. Whoever this broker is, you need to get in touch with him and find out who sent the package. Take these tokens to cover your expenses. I'll contact you when the time is right. 5,000! That's kinda nice. Thank you. I'll spend it all on lockpicks, so I can steal everything you own if I can, which I can't, because it's not interactable. And also, I'm out of time, so I can't do that either, for right now anyway. I'm Colonel RPG, and this... Ooh, look at where we are. This has been Insomnia, the Ark. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later. But above all, thank you so much for watching. Ooh. And I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.